Listen carefully. You do not feel lost because your life is empty. You feel lost because your life is full, but of the wrong things. Your days are crowded with noise, pressure, expectations, and comparisons. You chase too much, too fast, too blindly. But the Japanese discovered something different. To find direction, one must first find silence. Because clarity does not rise from chaos, it rises from calm. Ikigai begins when you stop asking, "What should I do?" and begin asking, "What makes my spirit come alive?" It is the point where four paths meet. What you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be rewarded for. When these lines join, a purpose is born, a purpose so steady that even storms cannot shake it. You feel lost because you are living by the map of others. Their dreams, their expectations, their timelines, but Ikigai teaches something different. Your path is meant for your feet only. Walk it slowly, walk it honestly, walk it with heart. In Japan, people do not rush toward meaning, they grow into it. Every day is a small step, a small improvement, a quiet movement toward something that matters. They know that life is not a race, it is a rhythm. And when you understand this, the feeling of being lost begins to fade. You reclaim your mind, you reclaim your energy. You reclaim your direction. Your life is not asking for speed, it is asking for intention, it is asking for alignment. It is asking for your Ikigai. So today, breathe, put down the weight of who you think you should be, and begin the journey toward who you truly are. Because once you find your Ikigai, you no longer wander, you walk with purpose. You feel lost not because you are weak or confused, but because somewhere along the way you began living a life that doesn't reflect who you truly are. When your actions, choices, and daily habits move in a direction opposite to your inner values, a quiet conflict begins inside you. This conflict grows into anxiety, doubt, and emotional exhaustion. You start questioning your purpose, your decisions, and even your identity. Feeling lost is not a failure, it is a signal that your life has drifted away from your inner truth and now seeks realignment. Alignment is not a complicated spiritual idea. It is simply the harmony between who you are and how you live. When you are aligned, your thoughts guide your actions follow your values, and your values give strength to your decisions. But when you are not aligned, everything feels heavier. Waking up feels like a burden, goals feel meaningless, and life feels like a loop rather than a journey. The Japanese concept of Ikigai teaches that feeling lost is simply the mind's way of asking for clarity and the heart's way of asking for authenticity. Most people feel lost because they are living by expectations set by society, family, or fear. They study subjects they don't enjoy, work jobs that drain them, and chase goals that don't belong to them. The gap between who you are and who you pretend to be keeps widening, and the wider that gap becomes, the more lost you feel. Real alignment begins when you stop asking, "What do people expect from me?" and start asking, "What feels true to me?" This simple shift opens the door to clarity. When you are aligned with yourself, you stop seeking approval from others because your inner direction becomes stronger than external noise. The Japanese people understand this deeply. Your path is your own, and comparison is the enemy of clarity. When you spend your time comparing your age, achievements, success, or lifestyle with others, you lose the ability to hear your own inner voice. Alignment means placing your attention not on the world around you, but on the world within you. You feel lost because you are disconnected from what energizes you. Every person has a set of activities, skills, and passions that make them feel alive. When you ignore these and force yourself into routines that numb your enthusiasm, life becomes a repetition of survival instead of a journey of growth. Ikigai teaches that meaning is not found in big achievements, but in small daily actions that connect you to your strengths. The more you ignore what you naturally enjoy, the more lost you will feel. Sometimes you feel lost because you are afraid to listen to yourself. Deep inside, you may already know what you want, what you need, and what direction is right for you. But fear of risk, fear of failure, or fear of judgment makes you silence your own truth. This creates emotional tension, a battle between what you feel and what you force yourself to accept. Alignment begins the moment you gather courage to listen to that quiet inner voice, even if it scares you, even if it changes everything. Another reason for feeling lost is that you carry parts of yourself you have never understood or accepted. Unhealed emotions, past disappointments, and old expectations can blur your direction. When your mind is filled with unresolved thoughts, your path becomes unclear. The Japanese approach encourages introspection, looking inward, sorting your thoughts, and releasing what no longer serves you. Only when your inner world becomes lighter can your outer world become clearer. Alignment requires inner cleaning, not outer running. Many people chase goals without asking whether those goals align with their identity. They chase money without passion, popularity without purpose, and success without meaning. But achievement without alignment feels empty. That emptiness is often mistaken for feeling lost. True direction is not found in chasing everything. It is found in choosing what resonates with your inner truth. Ikigai teaches that real success is a natural result of following your authentic strengths and values. You feel lost because you move through life without pausing to reflect. Without reflection, you keep repeating patterns that drain you. You keep saying yes to things that stretch you too thin. You keep trying to please everyone except yourself. Alignment requires stillness, moments where you question your habits, your desires, and your choices. When you sit with your thoughts, your real direction begins to reveal itself. Reflection is not a luxury, it is a necessity for a meaningful life. To stop feeling lost, you must return to yourself, not the version shaped by pressure, expectations, or comparison, but the version shaped by truth. When your actions align with your values, when your goals align with your strengths, and when your path aligns with your purpose, the feeling of being lost dissolves naturally. Ikigai teaches that the journey toward alignment is not quick, but it is transformative. The moment you begin living in harmony with your true self, clarity returns, confidence rises, and life regains its meaning. Most people chase motivation because they believe motivation is what keeps life moving. They watch motivational videos, read quotes, and try to push themselves with temporary energy. But motivation fades quickly, and when it fades, confusion returns. Ikigai is different. It does not give you emotional excitement, it gives you direction. It gives you a path so clear that you no longer waste energy trying to figure out where to go. Ikigai anchors your decisions, your habits, and your purpose. It replaces temporary highs with long-term stability, guiding you even on days when motivation disappears. When you have Ikigai, you don't wake up asking yourself what to do. You already know the direction your life must move in. Motivation relies on mood, but direction relies on clarity. Ikigai gives you a framework that shows what truly matters to your life journey. It connects your strengths, your passions, your contribution to the world, and your financial sustainability into one meaningful purpose. With that alignment, you stop wandering from idea to idea. You stop chasing noise and start following a path that belongs to you alone. Motivation tells you to work harder, but Ikigai tells you what to work hard for. Everyone can work, but very few know their true reason behind the work. When effort is disconnected from purpose, even success feels empty. Ikigai prevents this emptiness by giving your effort a deeper meaning. You begin to see your daily tasks as steps towards something important. This clarity eliminates confusion, increases consistency, and lowers frustration. Instead of starting projects and abandoning them halfway, you begin completing what you start because the direction is rooted in purpose, not pressure. Many people believe their problem is laziness, but their real problem is lack of direction. When the mind is confused, the body slows down. When the mind is uncertain, motivation cannot grow. Ikigai removes this uncertainty. It organizes your life into a clear set of inner truths: what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can build a stable life from. When these four connect, effort becomes effortless. You stop fighting with yourself because your direction is aligned with your nature, not forced by your environment. Ikigai gives you direction by helping you understand your deeper identity. It shows you that your abilities are not random and your passions are not accidents. Everything you enjoy, everything you are skilled at, and everything you are drawn to emotionally is leading you toward your purpose. Without this understanding, you live life in fragments, always switching paths, always unsure, always searching externally. Ikigai brings these fragments together and forms a complete picture of who you are meant to be. That picture becomes your compass, directing your steps with certainty. Unlike motivation, Ikigai is sustainable. Motivation dies when life becomes difficult, but Ikigai becomes stronger. When challenges arise, people without direction break easily, but a person with Ikigai endures because their purpose gives them strength. Hard days become part of the journey, not reasons to quit. Failure becomes learning, not identity. Obstacles become challenges, not dead ends. Ikigai transforms your mindset from "why is this happening to me?" to "how does this help me grow?" This mindset shift is what gives you calm direction even during storms. Ikigai gives direction because it connects your life to value, not just achievement. Motivation often pushes people toward external success, money, recognition, comparison, or competition. But Ikigai teaches that real direction comes from meaningful contribution. When you do work that improves someone's life, adds value to the world, or uplifts your community, you feel a natural sense of purpose. This purpose does not need motivation to survive. It grows through connection, service, and meaning. This is why people who live by Ikigai rarely feel lost. Their actions are rooted in something bigger than themselves. Ikigai also gives direction by simplifying life. When you know your purpose, you naturally remove distractions. You say no to what drains you and yes to what aligns with your values. This creates mental clarity and emotional balance. Instead of trying to do everything, you begin focusing on the things that matter. You make decisions faster, with less fear and less doubt. You stop fighting with your identity because you finally know what direction expresses your authentic self. This simplicity becomes your focus, and your focus becomes your strength. When motivation fades, most people return to confusion. But when Ikigai guides you, confusion does not return because your direction is stable. You no longer seek constant inspiration or external validation. Your purpose inspires you from within. Each day feels connected to the next, forming a meaningful journey rather than a series of disconnected tasks. You begin to enjoy the process instead of chasing results. You become committed, not pressured, consistent, not forced. This inner stability turns ordinary days into purposeful progress, giving you long-term fulfillment instead of temporary motivation. Ikigai gives you a clear direction because it transforms your life from reaction to intention. Instead of reacting to circumstances, opinions, and expectations, you begin acting from purpose, clarity, and alignment. You stop drifting and start directing your own life. Every decision, every habit, every small action becomes part of a bigger vision. This is what separates motivated people from purposeful people. Motivation fades, but direction stays. And once you have direction, you no longer feel lost. You move with confidence, clarity, and calm strength, guided by the purpose that Ikigai reveals within you. In the end, the reason you feel lost is not because your life is broken, and not because you are incapable. You feel lost because your steps have drifted away from your inner truth. You have spent too much time listening to the noise of the world, and too little time listening to the quiet voice within. You followed expectations, pressures, and comparisons that were never meant for you. But through the wisdom of Ikigai, you now understand that direction comes from alignment, not from speed, and certainly not from external validation. Ikigai teaches that meaning is not something you search for outside yourself. It is something you uncover within. It is the intersection of your strengths, your passions, your contribution to the world, and the life you wish to build. It is the compass that never fades, even when motivation disappears, even when confusion rises, even when life becomes heavy. Motivation may lift you for a moment, but Ikigai guides you for a lifetime. It turns uncertainty into clarity, chaos into calm, and ordinary days into purposeful steps. You now see that feeling lost is not a weakness, it is a message that something inside you is calling for a return to your own values, your own desires, your own authenticity. The world pushes you to run faster, achieve more, and prove yourself constantly, but Ikigai invites you to slow down, breathe deeply, and rediscover what truly matters. It shows you that direction does not come from rushing. It comes from knowing yourself with honesty and living with intention. Once you begin living in alignment with your Ikigai, life no longer feels like a struggle against your own nature. Your actions gain purpose, your energy gains direction, and your heart gains peace. You stop chasing everything and start choosing what strengthens your spirit. You stop copying others and start becoming the truest version of yourself. Confusion fades because clarity rises from within. Stress decreases because your path becomes your own. Life transforms not by force, but by understanding. As you move forward, remember this: you are not lost. You are in the process of returning to yourself. You are reconnecting with the part of you that knows exactly who you are meant to be. Every step you take toward your Ikigai brings you closer to a life of purpose, calm, and meaning. Keep listening to your inner voice. Keep choosing what aligns with your heart. Keep following the direction that feels true to your soul. In this journey, you will not only find your path, you will find yourself. Thank you for listening. May clarity guide you, may purpose strengthen you, and may peace follow you on every step of your journey. God bless you.